Everyone, I'd like to officially welcome you to our Goose Creek CISD School Health Advisory Council General Meeting. My name is Amanda Kennington. I am the Healthy Community School Coordinator and SHAC Facilitator. To my left is Ms. Ashley Cox. She is our SHAC Secretary, newly reappointed. So we welcome you. Mr. Reed is not going to be here this evening. He sent notification that he had a conflict unforeseen with his schedule. But he did let me know way in advance, so we appreciate him for that. But he is our parent chair, so David Reed. We'd like to welcome you all and extend just appreciation for your time this evening. I know December's all the time is hard, but December's especially hard because we're all busy doing all the things. We were supposed to have a taste test this evening with pizza, but I have not heard from Natalie, so I hope everything is okay. If she comes in, we may just use her portion of the agenda tonight to do that taste test, but hopefully you have enjoyed some snacks. If not, please help yourself back there to some snacks, and we will get started. So the purpose of this meeting is to discuss our health programs, initiatives, our policies, and to collaborate on ways that we can enhance the health and well-being of our students. I'd like to review the agenda, so if you just kind of refer to that, we have our overview right now. We'll go over a couple meeting norms. We are doing some recognitions this evening on success in our school health initiatives. We have a couple of action items. If we meet quorum, we will propose those tonight. We have some updates on our wellness component areas, and we would like some time. We're going to set some time aside to strengthen our dialogue. So we definitely want to have time for you to collaborate as well and kind of share your thoughts based on the information that you learn about this evening. And then we will ask that our community partners, if you have any updates or information that you want to share, we'll take some time for that, or any announcements that are good for the group. And then if there are agenda topics for the future meeting, which is in March, we'll take a minute or two to have those as well, and then go over some closing and next steps. Before I go any further, the Menti poll that is on, and if you haven't gotten this sheet of paper, you should have two. You should have the agenda, and then you should also have the one that's labeled SHAC Subcommittee Charge at the top. If you're missing either one of those, if you'll raise your hand, Miss Lori, thank you, Miss Lori, can bring you one or both. So if you have your phone and you don't mind, we are going to be gathering some information from you off of the Mentimeter. You can scan that QR code, or you can go to menti.com and put in the code that's 79986121 that's in the center. And throughout the presentation, I want to be able to get immediate feedback from you on those. When you first pull up that Mentimeter, it's going to ask you about that pizza. Take a guess. Just think, which pizza would I have liked? Would I have liked A or B, or 1 or 2? That way you can move on to the next one. But that was a part of our slides originally. So. All right. So it is December 10th, 2024. Our SHAC meeting is now called to order. It's 5:04 p.m. Today's meeting is being recorded as a matter of public record. Please do not use jargon or acronyms. Confidential information should not be discussed. SHAC meetings follow a set of basic rules for conduct at meetings that allow everyone to be heard and make decisions without confusion. For the sake of those that are listening to the recorded event, we ask that each member, staff, and presenter, whenever you're called upon, please state your name and make your comments clear, concise, and at a level appropriate. Is this appropriate, or am I too loud? Okay. And any so that way any comments can be heard. We hope that our members have come prepared and empowered to make contributions to our SHAC, depending on your area and function. And during the SHAC meetings, we will call for motions. Members will obtain the floor courteously, so just make sure that you're either raising your hand or getting our attention. And then share accurate information and look ahead to positive action. So we want to make sure that we're positive in the things that we are discussing. Each member is responsible for ensuring that they understand the options before you make a decision, that you feel are reflective of the needs of the community at large and not for your personal gain. Ask questions for clarification, and the meeting norms will help just ensure that we can focus on our collective goals. And then if you have any personal concerns to discuss, I encourage you to reach out to your campus administration. You can email shac@gccisd.net. And Ashley, would you mind checking our meeting attendance?
Yes. Our representation currently stands at 22 parents to a ratio of 22 GCCISD staff and community representatives. Mr. Nodell has resigned as his family has moved out of district. He did share that he values what SHAC does for the school district and community at large and was thankful for the opportunity to share his expertise and opinions. Mr. Robleski has agreed to be a non-voting member temporarily to meet the requirements for parent majority. For meetings of the full SHAC, a quorum must be established for action or voting to take place. At this time, appointed SHAC members, please listen for your name as I call and let us know that you're present at today's meeting. Briseda Alcaraz, Tanya Alexander, Harry Lee Allen Jr., Deanna Armstrong, Natalie Artega, Luann Bowers Taylor, Teresa Caldwell, Sam Chapa, Sandra Corner, Bruce Cortez, Jade Cox, Heather Espindola, Denise Hernandez, Joel Coons, Deanna Marsalis, Mirtha Morales, Casey Pena, Teresa Times, Kevin Robleski. And if there's anyone whose name I didn't call, please come up and sign this before the meeting ends. We did reach a quorum. We have 22 members in attendance. I'm excited to welcome our new members and look forward to your cooperation and collaboration.
We have quorum. That means we can actually take care of some business today. Yes. All right, so the district is committed to building partnerships with families and communities to support our schools in a meaningful way. As the SHAC and partners such as Be Well Baytown implement related activities and projects to promote overall health and wellness, we increase that community partnership and we strengthen our effective communications. And that will end up ultimately meeting the goals of the district with the strategic plan and then our mission to develop the whole child. So the process for meeting SHAC goals, if you'll notice on the slide over here, just really quickly, it's an ongoing journey, okay? And in each campus is in this journey in some way, shape, or form, right? It's cyclical, so it continues, and so do we as a SHAC. You'll notice here in just a little bit, we'll see that we have new members, we have returning members, and it's always cyclical also in the actions that we take. And so it requires all the stakeholders to continually evaluate and improve upon those health and wellness initiatives. And then we learn from successes and challenges to create that sustainable change. Definitely being patient. So speaking of recognizing success, we're going to take a moment to honor the community and staff members for some accomplishments. Ashley?
It is my pleasure to again welcome our new members serving their first year as SHAC members. If this is your first year, please stand and be recognized.
First year members, stand up. We didn't get to really recognize you at the last meeting, so thank you.
Members serving their second year, please stand and be recognized.
Second year members. And if this is wrong, let me know that I can help it.
Members serving their third year, please stand and be recognized.
3-year members. Natalie.
Members serving their fourth year, please stand and be recognized. Members celebrating 5 years of service on the GCCISD SHAC, please stand and be recognized, all of whom are district leaders volunteering their time to ensure we all stay informed. Thank you all for your collective vision to ensure that local community values are reflected in the decisions to meet the diverse needs of all students so that every child is healthy, safe, and engaged, supported, and challenged. Sharing a collective vision as we strive to perform our duties in support of creating healthier school environments. Let's continue to dedicate our efforts to grow healthy giants.
Remember that, grow healthy giants? This SHAC created that, so we're growing healthy giants. Love it. All right, so another recognition, we were going to talk about in the last meeting, but those of you that were here, our audio was not working, and so things got thrown off a little bit, but I wanted to make sure that I touched base back on this SHAC Whole Child Wellness Award. So Be Well Baytown funds this award. Schools are provided a rubric to go through on all coordinated school health areas. So nutrition services, are they doing their nutrition education? They're providing evidence in several different component areas and turning that in to the district. And then we look through and assign either a platinum, gold, silver status. And in the end result is that those campuses then get funding to go toward their coordinated school health, because the state is saying everyone has to do coordinated school health, but then they don't fund the coordinated school health programming. So we're very thankful for Be Well Baytown for funding this award. And so you see the campuses here. This happens if you, well, I know you can't necessarily see, you may see some familiar faces here. But the key factors that contributed to the success of the people that you see here is because of their administrative support at their campuses, with their district. Their school health team meets regularly. So if you're a part of a campus that's meeting regularly, at least once every grading period, talking about initiatives and wellness programming, that's going to get you, again, more communication and strengthen that effectiveness. And then they also participate in regular assessments. So again, they're going through and they're doing a healthy school assessment at their campus level, just like we're doing here at the district. And then they're saying, okay, what actions do we want to take at our campus? Many of these schools also have the goals and objectives, coordinated school health goals and objectives in their campus improvement plans. And that is something that our SHAC is going to be working towards, helping to make recommendations to the campuses to ensure that they are, because we know some of them have them. Others, we're going to help make some recommendations to get there as well. Plus, there's some extra points that they can earn at the campuses, bonus points for integrating school health strategies, such as evidence of professional growth at their campus, incorporating healthy fundraising options, so not always the candy and the chocolates, but things like turkey trots, fundraising in that way. Integrating sun safety practices is also important, because we do have a district sun safety plan, and so that enhances that safe environment. So these were our June 2020, these members were recognized at the June 2024 board meeting, and schools are already working towards the application for this year. So I will have more to come on that. Also, another big recognition that we've had this year, based off of the 2023-2024 school year, Alliance for Healthier Generation awards. It's a national recognition that awards schools all throughout the nation. And I just put a few of the pictures here, but if you notice the campuses that are starred there, they earned the prestigious America's Healthiest School Award. Goose Creek is one of only 165 districts. There's 879 schools that are on the list across 30 states in the nation that are awarded this year. Last year, we had 3. This year, we have 10 of our campuses, and that is a testament to the work that we are steadily doing and that we're encouraging these schools to do, and dedication from the staff, the students, and community. And so I definitely wanted to make sure that all of you were aware of this. So perfect. Congratulations to those award-winning campuses. Next, I'd like to introduce our Employee Wellness Director, Dr. Ellen Akers. And she is going to be awarding our September Challenge winners. Let me pull this slide up. Hold on. Forgive me for just a second. Give me 1 second. Use this mic right here? Yes, either one, or this one, or whatever. I'm going to turn this one off.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Ellen Akers, Director of Employee Health and Wellness. The Benefits Department would like to celebrate our staff participation in health and wellness programs. In September, Goose Creek staff members were challenged to participate in a month-long STEP challenge to increase physical activity and raise awareness and funds for cerebral palsy. 157 participants and 11 teams motivated one another to log approximately 26 million steps. Interestingly, when we compared the number of steps from the 2023 September Challenge, the total number of steps logged increased by 2 million more. Sam Chapa is probably responsible for most of those. Individual participants averaged 220,000 steps each, and the total amount raised for the Cerebral Palsy Alliance was $2,131.84. Tonight, we would like to recognize the top 10 steppers. the top team, and the top fundraiser and top stepping campus with a certificate. The top 10 steppers were placed in a drawing, and 3 of those lucky winners will also be receiving a gift certificate. And for the top 10 steppers, Sam, I've got something even you don't have yet. They will be receiving, which you'll probably want to wear tomorrow, a GCCISD Wellness Center hoodie. Okay, so in 10th place was Vicky Rodriguez. Vicky, are you here? Okay. 9th place, Tyann Ramos. Hey, come on up. Did you want to get a picture with all of them? Okay. And then after you do pictures, we'll come over here and get your sweatshirt. Okay. Number 8, Valerie Cortez. And Valerie, guess what? You also were one of the top 3 prize winners that was drawn, so you get a gift certificate. Next, at number 7 is Nina Joy. Hi, Nina. Guess what? You also were one of the gift card winners. Number 6, Oriana Gonzalez. Number 5, Angela Dunson. And Angela, you also were one of the lucky gift card prize winners. Number 4, Bruce Cortez. Number 3, Clarissa Hinojosa. Number 2, Fernanda Zamora. I know, I can't believe Fernanda didn't make it. And number 1 with 1,165,243 steps, our very own Sam Chapa. Congratulations. We would also like to recognize our top team, the Giant Steppers, composed of Sam Chapa, Oriana Gonzalez, and Fernanda Zamora. And then our top fundraiser with $410 was Maria Ramirez. And then our top stepping department was San Jacinto Elementary with 4,445,244 total steps. The participants included Brandon Thomas, Yuritza Vargas, Danny Meja, Marcela Molina, Angie Morales, Melissa Ortega, Misha Perez, Kimberly Bohannon, Demetria Broussard, Greta Eling, Lisette Garcia, and Lalinda Clements. Congratulations to all of our winners, and thank you for participating.
Keep going. Maybe they'll come around with it. Thank y'all for coming, all our September Challenge winners. We appreciate y'all being here tonight. We are going to move on here in just a second. All right, members, at this time we'll move on to approval of the minutes. We do have a quorum, so we can conduct this business. A draft of the April, I know this sounds really far away, so those of you that are returning, April 23rd, 2024, and the October 8th of this year meeting minutes were shared with members via email 72 hours prior to the general meeting for you to review. At this time, I'd like to call for a motion from the committee to approve the meeting minutes as written. Martha Morales. Teresa Caldwell, thank you. All right, the floor is open for any member discussion. Is there a discussion about anything that was on those meeting minutes? Is there any edits, changes, anything that we've missed that we need to discuss at this time? All right, so then I will call for a vote. Appointed members, please vote for the motion to accept the April 23rd and October 8th minutes as written. If you were not at the meeting, you can still vote or abstain. It's up to you. All in favor, raise your hand and say aye. Any against, raise your hand and say nay. Any abstentions? All right, the ayes have it. Motion passes. Okay, Ms. Cox.
At this time, the district executive leaders will share a little bit of information about some of the activities from their component areas, including accomplishments and challenges the first semester, as well as upcoming projects, starting with health education, physical education, Mr. Obleski, Ms. Kennington, and Mr. Martinez.
Jump in. For our coordinated school health programming, for anyone that does not know, our coordinated school health programming is a recognized approach to supporting improvements in our students' educational outcomes. We're going to address the school health like in a plan integrated way. So the district board chose CATCH as our coordinated approach to child health programming. It is a program, not a curriculum. But when we talk about our campuses that are forming those teams at the campus level, they are discussing how they're going to implement this CATCH program, how they're going to implement the nutrition education piece. For a show of hands, how many of you, I know there's district and campus in here, but if you're at a campus or parent of a child at the campus, if you are a part of the SHAC or the campus committee, raise your hand. Ms. Cardenas. Perfect. Thank you. So that's how we're communicating. So the things that we're talking about here, we're bringing back to the campus, and then challenges and successes that you're having there, bringing them here. So if you notice from the first 9 weeks, the district gathers information from all our kinder through 8th grade. Every 9 weeks, we send out a survey. They don't like seeing the survey, but they're so used to it now that they see it, and they're replying on how many nutrition education lessons they're planning, how many students they've taught that particular grading period, if they've incorporated sun safety education, things like that. And so I have some bullet points here. We had 73% responses to the first 9 weeks. That's about 687 responses from those 20. We had 20 out of the 24 campuses, or 83% of our K through 8 campuses, had our minimum goal, which was to at least have half. So let's say they sent the survey to 80 people at their campus. We wanted at least 40 of them to respond to the survey. And so we had 20 out of the 24 campuses, K through 8, that did respond. So it's a pretty good response rate. 7 campuses hosted family engagement events during the first 9 weeks. They reported about an approximate number at those individual engagement events. In total, they had about 1,732 attendees. So they're engaging with the families. That's very important. Again, reaching out to the community. PE teachers at some campuses are assigned to teach the nutrition lessons, but at other campuses, it's the classroom teachers. And so again, that's a coordinated. So let's say San Jacinto, for example, it may be the classroom teachers that are teaching the nutrition education lessons. At Highlands Elementary, it may be that the PE teacher is assigned. But so that you'll see some of those reporting here. But of course, the physical activity lessons, the PE teachers are responsible for those, and they did report that they taught at least one or more of those physical activity lessons, impacting over 18,000 students in our district with physical activity in the CATCH programming. 138 assigned classroom teachers, so those schools that said, hey, classroom teachers, you're going to do these lessons. We had 138 of them that responded that they did teach one or more. Most of them did 2 lessons this past grading period, impacting 4,248 students. But if you notice, the PE teachers did the bulk of the work. We had 32 out of the 50 or so that we have assigned, that we have in the district. 32 of them were assigned to teach those nutrition lessons, and it impacted 8,736 of our students with those nutrition education. And then just a quick note, our PE teachers attended a booster training November the 7th, and that is just to continue to sustain their professional learning and the implementation of the CATCH programming. So every now and then I'll be kind of giving an update on that. It won't be every single time, but I think it's important to know and understand what the coordinated school health piece is, because this will be reported at the end of the year to our BWA Baytown partners each quarter, but also to the board. So I'll sit right here and I'll be sharing how coordinated school health has impacted the district. A couple of other side notes specific to PE. Lee Martinez, our athletic director, has supported and to our campuses. We've had 4 events that were hosted walk to school events. Travis Elementary, Bowie, San Jacinto, and Carver was their first one. They hosted walk to school events this semester. They had a great turnout for each one of them. And then Asheville Smith, we'll talk about in a little while. They have one upcoming. So if you'd like to walk to school in one morning on a brisk December day, next week will be your chance. The 18th, Asheville Smith is going to be doing a walk to school. The definite benefits of a walk to school includes physical health, mental health, cognitive benefits, because then their brain is awake and ready to learn, social time, environmental benefits, and then if you're just thinking about alternate modes of transportation. And then it kind of gives you a sense of responsibility and independence, like being able to walk to school and take care of that. So we love those walk to schools. This is our very own SHAC member, Bruce Cortez, in the cone here. So thank you for doing that for San Jacinto. Active recess is another highlight that we wanted to talk about, because physical activity definitely happens out on the playground as well. And I just kind of, where's Lori? I just kind of took her notes. I kind of took your notes about United Way. So this is kind of a shout out to both of Casey Pena with United Way and Miss Lori. So she wrote up that the United Way Greater Baytown tradition has a day of caring. They mobilize volunteers and create a spirit of giving through service by providing meaningful volunteer opportunities and demonstrate the power of community action. So our school district applied for a Day of Caring project. And if we did not, then it would end up being me and whoever my friends are. Bree, she was there at Alamo. She remembers at Alamo whenever we started this active recess, we were literally, she was PTO there, we literally were out there painting on the concrete. But these active recess markings that you see in the center, we have the stencils for in the district, but we partnered with United Way to get the volunteers, right? We definitely wanted to make sure that when the students are going out there, they have these active recess zones. They have purposeful areas to be able to use. And then it's just another large concrete, space that can be utilized in a better way. So we definitely, the partnership definitely allowed us to have the resources and the capacity. And then not only did the volunteers come, but they also funded several of the items that were a part of that. So part of that Day of Caring is being able to make everything happen. Let's just put it that way. Okay, that was not your words. I made my own words, but you get it. So So the reason that these schools, like Highlands, for example, it was Highlands, Bowie, and Crockett. We had 3 campuses that received day of caring this first semester. And the reason they received those was because those teachers were part of an active recess training. So they participated in the training, and if they leveraged those resources that they had on campus, we kind of looked at what equipment they had currently. They received equipment through our Be Well Baytown partners. And then this piece was another thing that we were saying, hey, you do this teacher education on active recess monitoring and encouraging physical activity, because we're not asking the teachers to get out there and coach a game. We just want them encouraged. So, hey, why not, instead of sitting there, why don't you take a walk with your friends or just take a walk and look at nature? It's just more just a way to encourage the students just to be more active. And so very nice job, and we appreciate United Way for partnering with the district on that. And I haven't been over to Highlands to see that, but I'm sure it looks good. Thank you. Great job. And then lastly, this just hot off the press, professional learning, again, more with those PE teachers. One of our initiatives in the district, again, is professional learning. If you look at in your folders, in your green folders, wherever mine is, in your green folders, you should have a wellness policy. And as a part of that wellness policy, it's to ensure that our teachers are getting the professional learning that they need in order to not only do the coordinated school health, but to have the correct strategies to be able to enhance physical activity. So very proud to say that we had some PE teachers that attended a convention with support of our Be Well Baytown partners. They actually presented 2 times at the state level, all their colleagues, and shared, ideas, activities that we do here in our district. And then we also learned as well. So I was fortunate enough to be able to go with them. So I wanted to make sure that, we have that there to highlight. And it definitely was a pleasure to work with these PE teachers in this cohort, because they're always striving to do better. They're always striving to learn more and build one another up as well. So it's just been definitely a pleasure to work with them. And the feedback from those attendees that attended that was very positive. I mean, they were saying the energy was great. The sessions were A+, very organized. So we've had a lot of great results from that. And we do appreciate Lee Martinez and the Goose Creek Athletics Department and our Be Well Baytown partners for allowing us to grow healthy leaders. All right, Ms. Pena is ill this evening, but this piece is similar. It's going to be pretty much her voiceover. So lastly on me, I think, is going to be this video that I may have to exit this. So while I'm getting the video ready, let me explain. Any questions about what I just shared? All right, so the last thing that I have, you'll actually, on your Menti poll, it's going to ask you about the fentanyl facts video. Let me escape that so I can play the video. Where's it at? Okay. So in September 2023, the Texas legislature enacted House Bill 3908. It's also known as Tucker's Law. We've talked about this in the past. We've talked about it. We've had presentations from Bay Area Coalition on Drugs and Alcohol this past year with our SHAC. And it's an effort to raise awareness about the dangers, right, of fentanyl as a lethal drug. So Tucker's Law mandates that Texas youth in public schools receive research-based instruction on the 4 component areas. Suicide prevention is the first one, prevention of the abused and those that are abusing and addicted to fentanyl. Sorry, I'm reading and not comprehending what I'm reading right now. And then awareness of local school and community resources. So that's very important, is if they're in that situation, how do we get help? And then any processes involved in accessing those resources. And then the 4th thing is health education that includes information about substance use and abuse, including youth substance use and abuse. So the district uses that coordinated approach to child health, CATCH. Well, CATCH developed a video, or I apologize, they've created a slideshow presentation. So what the district has done is gotten permission to create a internal video to be able to share this information, something that can be shown during advisory, it's recommended that it can be shown during, and this is secondary, I'm talking about 6th through 12th grade. But it's something that should be shared, less than 5 minutes that'll take. We wanted it to be rolled out during Red Ribbon Week, but because of the meeting audio and all of that, we were having trouble with the last time. The thinking now is that we will roll out in the next grading period, but we want your feedback on this. So we've had our district leaders, like I've had Mr. Obleski, I've had Ms. Caldwell, I've had several district leaders already review the video, Ms. Pena, Health Services. And so we just want some input from you all if you feel like this is appropriate, the video, if it's anything that, it's kind of swarming in your head, if you're a campus nurse, if you're a campus teacher, if you have an idea, oh, this would work best in our advisory period, or, oh, this would work best maybe, slipping into this particular content area, or maybe we don't want to always push it to PE, but maybe for your campus it's that. So it may end up being the SHAC at your campus's decision to show that. All right. Let me make it bigger. Maybe. It's thinking about it. Oh, every time I click on it, it's going back.
This session will provide students with key information and skills they need to keep themselves and their peers safe from the dangers of fentanyl. Our topic today is fentanyl.
Sorry. I'm going to stop touching it. It's going to be really small. Thank you, Rebecca. I hear you.
This session will provide students with key information and skills they need to keep themselves and their peers safe from the dangers of fentanyl.
And I click it, it just goes to the next slide.
Our topic today is fentanyl.
So I'm just
Fentanyl
going
is
to
a
let them hear.
deadly synthetic man-made opioid drug
Can
used
y'all
for
hear it?
pain relief that is so strong that just 2 milligrams, or the amount similar to a few.
See, every time if I click anything, it just does that. So I'm not going to do anything.
This session will provide students with key information and skills they need to keep themselves and their peers safe from the dangers of fentanyl. Our topic today is fentanyl. Fentanyl is a deadly synthetic man-made opioid drug used for pain relief that is so strong that just 2 milligrams, or the amount similar to a few grains of salt, is enough to kill you. Fentanyl is highly addictive. Addiction is a brain disease that rewires your brain to need a substance to feel okay. Only 2.8% of 8th to 12th graders reported using an illicit drug other than cannabis in the last 30 days. Most teens do not use illicit drugs. They know using fentanyl even once is a big mistake because it is highly addictive and deadly. Overdose happens when someone takes a toxic, life-threatening dose of a drug. Teen overdose deaths nearly tripled from 2019 to 2021 and are still rising. Fentanyl caused 84% of teen overdose deaths. Fentanyl-containing counterfeit pills that look identical to the real prescription were the cause of 1 in 4 of the overdose deaths. Fentanyl has been found in other drugs as well, like MDMA, Molly, cocaine, and methamphetamine. Signs of fentanyl overdose include cold, clammy, blue skin, especially on lips and fingertips, small pinpoint pupils, falling asleep or passing out, slowed, weak, or no breathing, choking or gurgling sounds, and a limp body. If you see any of these overdose signs, act immediately. It's life-threatening. If you suspect an overdose, call 911 immediately. Most states have laws that protect people who call for help. While you wait for paramedics, stay with a person and try to wake them up or keep them awake. If they are passed out, turn the person on their side so they don't choke if they vomit. Administer naloxone or Narcan if available. Naloxone or Narcan is a medication that can block opiate drugs and restore breathing. You can get it from pharmacies without a prescription, and some schools stock it. Talk to your parents about Narcan. To use it, insert the nozzle gently into the nostril and press the plunger firmly with your thumb. If it doesn't work after 2 or 3 minutes, give another dose in the other nostril. The box contains 2 doses. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, you can reach out to a school nurse, your doctor, or the counselor for help. You can also put your zip code into findtreatment.gov to find local treatment. Sometimes people may seek out these drugs because they are suicidal. Here are the warning signs that someone may be struggling mentally. They may talk about killing themselves or death, feeling trapped or like they are a burden to others, having no reason to live, or being in unbearable pain. They may increase their use of drugs or alcohol, look for ways to get a hold of lethal means like lethal drugs or firearms, may be withdrawn from activities, interests, family, and friends, sleep too much, too little, telling people goodbye, and giving away prized possessions. They may also be struggling with depression, anxiety, irritability, or extreme mood swings. If you are struggling, talk to a trusted adult as soon as possible. Seek help from your doctor or school counselor immediately. Call or text the 988 hotline and or call 911 or go to the emergency room if you are having suicidal thoughts or have a plan. If a friend is struggling, listen to them and tell them that you care about them. Ask them directly if they are thinking about suicide, and if so, take them seriously. Don't try to help them alone. Tell a trusted adult immediately. Encourage them to seek treatment from a doctor or counselor. Help them call or text the 988 hotline and call 911 if they are in imminent danger of committing suicide. Follow up to see how they are doing. Congratulations, you now have the tools and information that you need to keep yourself and your friends safe.
Okay, so I'm not going to touch anything other than from the slide. Gonna be mad if it starts playing now. It'll be like, yes, we're going to play now. All right, so feedback, and you can use that Menti, that same Menti. It should be a question on there. Or please take the sticky that's on there while we're doing our next. I think we're going to do the taste test next while the pizza's hot. But if you'll take some time during that, either answer these questions on the Menti. Tell me your thoughts. Did it provide the students with key information and skills that they need to keep themselves and their peers safe from the dangers of fentanyl? When we roll this out, we also have a teacher enrichment that would go along with it afterwards if the teacher chooses to do so, or if that campus chooses to do so, because we know it can be just even sitting here, I feel like the lull, right? It's not super exciting, but it is important. I mean, I need to know if you feel it's important as well. Obviously, Tucker's Law is something that we want to make sure that we're covering. But anyway, describe opportunities where the lessons can be taught in your school, and then any additional questions or information that you would like to know. So if you could do those as well. So Ms. Edwards is here, our Director of Nutrition Services, if you'll explain to us how we're going to do the taste test, and we're going to kind of do both at the same time. Thank you. And then if you wanted to go over any of these slides before we moved on.
At Sterling, the children picked A. Oh. And I did it last night before the board meeting with whatever little random children were in here, and they they picked. One little girl's like, "Oh, I go to Bonnie P. Hopper." Like, okay, so, not just Hopper, Bonnie P. Hopper. So, you gonna change the slides for me? Okay, so every fall we do Francesca's Friends recipe contest. for the 4th and 5th graders. So we send it out for every 4th and 5th grader. The only thing they have to do, include in their recipe, is Texas produce, because October is Texas Farm to School Produce. So, we can go to the next slide. So these are our winners. We have Jeremiah from Carver, Emily from San Jacinto, Jahari from Highlands L, Mia from De Zavala, Elisa from Asheville, and Jocelyn from Harlem. So we'll go over their little recipes. We haven't. Okay. We haven't announced it yet. They'll get a little visit from Chef Francesca and get pictures, and we will feature their recipe. So the winning recipe will be served to the board. Our catering team will make that for the board. So Carver he's the grand prize winner with his salsa. So you see how proud he is of his salsa. He's super happy. And we will also have a little recipe book too when we get through. So y'all are the first to know. And then our next recipe is green spaghetti. So she used broccoli and spinach. You want me to sit there? Okay. Zell made a salad using greens, avocado, bell pepper, and corn. Asheville, she's proudly taking a little picture with her actually making her little recipe. Her cabbage soup. Very spicy. Then we have De Zavala with her recipe, fruits, cantaloupe, grapefruit, and oranges. They did a good job. And then finally Harlem with an avocado egg sandwich. So at Harlem,
San Jacinto does.
San Jacinto, yeah, they do. And our promotions that we're having coming up for the spring are to the next slide. Well, this month, the fruit of the month that we're featuring are oranges. We had National Cookie Day last week, and we had a breakfast promotion that was a quesadilla, which it was a hit. It was an egg and cheese quesadilla for breakfast. This week, today actually, and Thursday, we had a barbecue chicken pizza, which is really good. And we have similar promotions going on throughout the month, and start over in January. Awesome. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for your help.
And selecting our snacks for today. They were delicious.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, and I had. Thank you for participating at Airmark Nutrition Services in the Family Wellness Festival. Thank you for being there. I've seen a lot of those sample this, sample that, Thanksgiving lunch pictures that I saw on their Twitter. If you haven't followed GCCISD Nutrition on their Twitter page, make sure you do so because they have lots of great information on there. So thank you. And thank you, Jennifer. All right, so up next is health surveys. I'll fix that. It bothers me. Ms. Pena's not here, but I know that there's been a lot of All for Them vaccination clinics. So maybe next meeting, she can share some information about those clinics and the impact that it's making. Ms. Caldwell, did you want to share a little bit about what's been going on in your world?
Yes. So in our social functional learning department, we have had a series of chit chat sessions. And our chit chat sessions that we're having, we have one that was we had one at Horseman, and our topic for that was human trafficking. And we had a great turnout, and the families, the reason why we're doing this is that we can share some of the information that we're sharing in the schools with the students. We're sharing this with the families and also giving the families an opportunity to come out, not only hear the presentation, the information that we're sharing, but then give them an opportunity to actually sit with their children and talk about the presentation. Airmart, our nutrition department, they serve pizza for our families. So when the families come out, they have the pizza. We also have water for them, and we always serve popcorn. And so it's been really helpful for, and I think a really good thing for the families. We're seeing the families come out. We've been able to give door prizes for the families, for the winners. And then our last one that we just had was at GCM, which was an excellent, excellent turnout. And we did the same presentation of human trafficking, and just to see the difference of how the interactions for the children and with their families, and it's for the feeder pattern. So we send out invitations. You all probably got it on Parent Square, and so if for the next one, it will be February the 12th, I think, at Gentry. So if you get that Parent Square notification, please come out and participate. You know, and the information is relevant, and it's just a really good time for parents and their children to interact.
And then the only other thing, thank you all for participating with us as departments at the Family Wellness Festival. It was a great turnout because they covered the fentanyl misuse PSA at that festival as well, and had about 150 or so participants there. So getting the message out about the dangers of fentanyl. And then I pulled from your social media pages the December self-care ideas, so everyone just make sure that we are all taking care of ourselves. How many days, Ms. Clock? 6 days till vacation. So counting down, we're all counting down. So just make sure that you are looking into some self-care, whatever you need to take off the shelf to take care of yourselves. Thank you. All right, so Family Wellness Festival, and ask Sam Chapa, what was your take on this Family Wellness Festival? I know you helped participate with it, but give us your take and whatever information that you'd like to share with that.
The involvement.
Okay.
It was great involvement with all the campuses at a campus level, and the participants that came out and the community. We saw record numbers, or every year we're seeing an increase, so that's great. And the activities. So we saw more participants in the activities, as far as like the kite, the catch events that the campuses were holding.
Tell them about the kite, because I don't think everyone knows about the kite. With United Way, it was
United Way had a kite. It was like a kite program. So kids were they were in charge of decorating a kite, and
it was a contest that we had. Yeah.
And the challenge was decorating the kite, and they took a picture of it, and whoever had the best kite,
they voted.
They voted, and that picture will get put on the next year's Wellness Festival.
So it's like they kind of win that, but we thought maybe that was like when we were planning in the committee, and actually Ms. Lori kind of one day had an idea of that, and it just came into fruition with the partnership with United Way, and they sent some volunteers. They brought the kites, all of that. It just came together wonderfully, and I know some of your children even participated in it at that festival. So
a lot of kids participating in it, even parents.
Yes.
I saw people painting, drawing. There were some that was already
gave out,
and there were some that was freehand, I guess.
Casey, what were you going to say?
I think we gave out about 250 kites, something like that.
Yeah.
300. 300. And we were hoping to fly those kites. We just figured that was a good family type of activity. And some of them, even though it was raining, and even the blow-up giant that we had outside, he was like falling over. We ended up having to deflate him. But even some students, some kids tried to go out there and fly their kites. So maybe next year we'll have a better as far as the weather. But it was an awesome event. A lot of great pictures as well. Yes. And we had over 1,200 there at the event. And just wonderful collaboration between all the departments to be able to facilitate that. So very exciting. 40 resource vendors are Dr. Akers and her department in partnership with others. made sure that they communicated with all the vendors, and they kind of did that part. And then Lori and I kind of worked with the campuses and United Way, the community partners. Everyone did their part. So it was just amazing to do that as well. We even had some fitness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
volunteers from Friday evening,
yes.
and the ones that returned on Saturday morning and spent the whole day there. So we had a lot of volunteers that were going around Philadelphia.
And donations as well, because then we're like, well, how are you, we want to be able to have these. So donations from not only the vendors who provided door prizes, but for our signage, and from even our own department, and several others that just kind of donated what they could to making sure it was successful. And the mascot dance off, the owl won from EF Green. So if you notice down here at the bottom, that's always a favorite when they do that. Oh, and Miss Ariana, where are you? Should be here. Is Natalie here still? Natalie. No, the other Ortega. She's not here. Oh, I was going to show her. She had her picture. So yes, Natalie was there, and you did serve. Aramark served. I think I had some pictures on the other slide. So it was a great event. So very excited about that. For family engagement, also some other things have been happening out in our community. I know that Sam, y'all participated in Friends Feeding Friends in partnership with Hearts and Hands, United Way, community. Will you share a little bit about that experience?
Lauren was in charge of the volunteer Friends Feeding Friends, and
For Thanksgiving?
for Thanksgiving. The day prior to that, we just helped set up the food, get all that cooked, get all that ready, get it into the refrigerators. And I believe it was, I forgot how many, it was a high tray count. We were expecting close to
900. I feel like I read 900. I feel like I read it on Baytown, so 900 or so.
So it was a great
That's
picture.
awesome.
And I think they brought it back after how many years, Lauren?
8. So
So we're expecting a better turnout next year.
anything else, Casey, do you want to add on that one? So awesome. It was amazing. So thank you for.
Food. They also, the community donated a lot of
Oh yeah, the
clothes,
blankets.
pillows.
It's pretty cool.
And then Hearts and Hands towards the end was giving out vouchers for groceries for them to take home and to supplement them for the rest of the week of Thanksgiving. So it wasn't just for them to go and eat. There was a lot of giveaways that they could take home to help keep warm and cold.
That's awesome. Yes. Go ahead. Community center, correct? That's where it was. Yes, the community center. And we had several district people that went to help the day before, and then try to communicate that out. I saw it in the Baytown Sun, so we'll just need to make sure we're continually going to communicate that in the future, and just know the food resources are available in our community all the time with Hearts and Hands. Yes, please. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Grateful for everybody helping circulate that information. A lot of people that day. It was actually on Thanksgiving Day, and a lot of people didn't have a place to go or place to eat. So several of you here volunteered that day. So
Yes. Thank you for doing that. Awesome. That's awesome. And then finally, dun dun dun, Healthier Texas Community Challenge. Instead of It's Time Texas Community Challenge, they're titling it Healthier Texas. It's a new branding, new takeover. And this new takeover has not sent out a whole lot of information quite yet, but there's more to come. Sam, if you want to talk a little bit about that.
We have a new rep in Austin, and they're a little bit behind. I'm not sure if it's the name change or crossover, but so what we did differently this year is because the challenge hasn't been up and running yet, so we just promoted just word of mouth. We had a QR code that we printed out on an A-frame, and we used that code at the turkey trot this year. And we talked about we got parents to sign up, talk to them a little bit about what was going to happen, what was coming in the next couple of weeks. And with that QR code, it was they were able to scan it and get updates, promotional ideas, newsletters, that kind of thing. That way they're in the know, and they don't forget about when registration opens up. They'll get all that information as it becomes available.
And yes.
They're having a meeting tomorrow.
Yes. So I saw the email about the meeting, but I did not see about the 500 points under it. So is the app open yet? Does anyone Has anyone tried the app? Is it there yet? Healthier? Not ready? But you can register. Yeah, I registered on the button that's on the main page. So hopefully we'll have
And by
that. So
this time, we usually have a lot
yes.
of, we have a lot of registrants already signed up, ready well, month in advance of January.
And they've already been spreading that, subcommittee's already been spreading information. Y'all attended the turkey trot as well. The A-frame that's in the back of the room, don't scan it now because we have a couple more questions on your Mentimeter, but on your way out today, that will just take you to the Healthier Generations Community Challenge. And for those of you that we explain what the community challenge is, so we take all the points for the community are taken into the app, community challenge app, and recording things like water, you get points for that, for activity, for what are some other things? Oh, healthy habits. So eating healthy. So yeah, meditating. Yes, and it's been just something that our SHAC is really in our district. Even before we had the SHAC going, we have all just been kind of competing. Not only individually, like trying to beat Sam, but we've also made it a competition between our campuses to win a salad bowl trophy. We've also made it between our community and other communities and our school district against other school districts. And we've done very well. We were third last year in the state in our category. And we want it to be our SHAC members, but we also want it to be our campuses, and we want it to be individuals. Even if they're not here in Baytown, anyone can sign up in the state of Texas. It's called Healthier Texas. So that way we can just kind of encourage each other to have those healthier habits. It doesn't start till January 13th, so I'm sure we're going to have, if you're not attending the meeting that they're offering, I'm sure we're thinking about in the subcommittee having a potential meeting in January early once we get some more information, so that way we can figure out how we're going to kind of communicate and share that information out. We were even talking about potentially a kickoff of some sort this year for the community.
So at the turkey trot, myself, Goose, and Joe Cooks, we passed out a little bit of swag. Because there was no registering allowed, we just let them know, hey, be aware of it, get your family involved, and then we even explain if you have kids that are going to campuses or that are in school, we explain the Saddle Bowl Trophy and the challenges that we also provide in-house. So that way there's a lot of
involvement, yeah, and a lot of that, yeah.
Both community and the district.
And they've made some changes over the years. They've been very receptive of our feedback, and so maybe this Healthier Texas, maybe the reason why they don't have the information yet is because they're really tweaking things to be 100% great. I know she's over there. She knows the meeting. She's ready for it. He said he's not doing it this year. He's done, but we'll see that. We'll see. Sam's been our top in the community for several years now. He even has a sign outside of his building. But anyway, unless it flew away while we were at the meeting today. We're proud of you. We're proud of you. It motivates all of us. So we're definitely proud of you for motivating us. All right. So what I need you to do, just real quick, if everyone could stand up, go, stand up, go. Because I know it's, one of those. So stand up for just a second, because I'm going to give you your subcommittee charge is next. We're not going to take, I have on my notes 15 minutes. We're not going to take 15 minutes. We're going to take maybe about 4 minutes just to kind of have a roundtable discussion. Y'all can have the discussion at that back table, but if you feel like if you wanted to move up here, you're welcome to. But roundtable discussion about information that's been shared today. I just want to ensure that everybody has a chance to share their voice, share whatever they're thinking right now about any of the information that you've heard today, the fentanyl videos, the information from family involvement, nutrition services, if there's something that you have an idea about. I just want you to be able to get that, have that time. And then you can also share it on that Menti. There are questions that are going to ask you things like, describe something you're excited about doing or sharing, whether that be maybe a kickoff. You want to be a part of that. You want to help plan that. Describe something you learned or made you think, or describe something you're feeling. So I'm ready for the break, or tired, just thinking about that, just giving yourself a moment to do that. So I'm going to set 4 minutes. Feel free to stay standing and just kind of talk to one another, or if you're good and you need to sit back down, welcome to do that as well. But 4 minutes, go. So describe something you're excited about. Kevin's not excited. Oh, you're on the next slide. If you just want to look ahead. And you don't have to read it word for word. It's just, gosh, it's little for you. I was like, it's so little. But it's this is, if you want to just even look on there.
I got it.
Okay, say they're having a parents' day out at Titan Stable. Gator read something that really just barely came out, so she's falling asleep. Yeah. I want to see if they'll talk just a second about if they want a subcommittee meeting. And I wonder how good. Has everybody had a turn? Has everyone had a turn? All right. If you can hear my voice, raise your hand. If you can hear my voice, raise your hand. If you can hear my voice, raise your hand. Okay, one quick other thing that I want you to discuss is if there is a preference on if you feel like, yes, we need a subcommittee meeting in January, February, because we're not meeting again until March. So if there's something that your group wants to reflect and work on, I would encourage that. Remember, those subcommittee meetings are optional, but while we have your groups here, if you could just say maybe a January or February circling it, and I'm going to ask, because I don't know if so Ms. Hernandez is here, correct? So if you'll just turn the paper in, one paper, if y'all will discuss and say just really quickly if there's a day or a time or a location, if you liked how we did the meetings last time and you want to say the exact same thing, that's fine. If there's specific things that you're going to do, like you guys already pretty much are planned, y'all are doing the site visits. So just on your paper, put site visits. And then Miss Martha, if there is another meeting that y'all are wanting to have for physical activity, and health ed, again, if you can just jot that down. And then Sam, if there's something, or Bree, if there's a meeting that y'all want to have to maybe do a kickoff or like discuss how we can partner with the community, maybe Baytown Parks and Rec, maybe I can schedule a meeting. I've already reached out to Parks and Rec once, but if there's something that y'all want to all be a part of as far as planning like a kickoff for community challenge, or if it's not even that and you want to focus on something else, just kind of jot that down for me and give me a date that I can schedule something for you guys, if y'all will talk about that. And then Ms. Caldwell, the same thing. If there's anything that y'all want to discuss. The Children Assessment Center, that's yes. So maybe it'll be just determined on after I talk to my leadership and come back and say, okay, these are our next steps with that. So maybe just that particularly, but if there's something else that we need to discuss at this time. It's just circling back on that. Otherwise, it's just updates or if there's presentations too that you want to discuss. All right, when you have that paper, just let me know.
Yes. I'm like, what? Yes.
Remember, we're not solving the issue. We're just saying what topics need to be cut. All right. So I apologize for interrupting. We're going to finish off and just be sure that on there, if there's topic specific, just kind of write a brief and then we can, in the meeting, talk through maybe some solutions or something. But if you want to jot that down and then hand that to me before we go. Our last slides. Go, Mrs. Cox.
I have a few announcements before we adjourn. The next SHAC general meeting is scheduled for March 4th, 2025. Subcommittee meeting requests will also be scheduled and communicated via email. Mrs. Kennington needs at least 6 members who would like to help on an ad hoc committee to review current campus improvement plans. The members will have one meeting in January and will need to be available to meet during the workday hours. Resources for free, fresh produce and more are available in our community in October, provided by Hearts and Hands of Baytown. Asheville Smith is hosting a walk to school early morning, December 18th, 2024. Visit the Baytown Parks and Rec Facebook or event page to learn more about the engagement opportunities in our community. And did you know that the Titan Table located at Stewart Career is open to the public? Students prepare delightful food at the Titan Table restaurant. Upcoming on March 1st will be the 36th annual Gator Ride. Follow Hearts and Hands of Baytown for more information. Do our community partners have any information they would like to share? Casey Pena, Amber Carter, Natalie Ortega.
So Casey's here.
We are doing a Martin Luther King Day of Service in January. We're going to be partnering with a couple of our high schools and an elementary school. So we're looking for anybody that wants to come out and serve that day. It's a great opportunity to get students. If you have clubs, if you have service hours, we're going to be planting trees at Morelos, 50 trees. Planting 50 trees, and then possibly a couple of other things at the high schools. We're going to be putting more information out in probably next week. But if you're interested in learning more, signing up with your students, your family, anybody, just let me know. And we'll be pushing that out as well. So I'll make sure to
And then I'll share it to everybody.
Youngest is 14. I'll double check.
No, you're good.
With a parent, you can have the other one.
So yes, as soon as she gets that information, I'll forward that. Anybody's interested. Same thing with that ad hoc committee. I just need some help going through campus improvement plans, looking to see if there's coordinated school health. So I'll send an email out, and if you're interested, just reply, and we'll schedule a time for everyone. Sorry.
No, you're good. Thank you for sharing. At this time, we would like to call for agenda topics for the upcoming meeting. I'll pass it to Amanda.
All right, so the floor is open. Please raise your hand if you'd like to request a topic, presentation. You can also add your idea to the Menti questionnaire or email me at shac@gccisd.net. Floor is open. Any topic areas that come to mind that you really want to hear or learn more about or address? Thank you. That means we're doing a great job of just sharing everything. Okay, so I'd like to wish everybody a happy holiday, happy New Year, because we won't see each other again until the new year. I'm adjourning the meeting now. It is 6:26.
I just wanted